Hello, welcome to the Excited Education channel, the YouTube channel which brings you about mathematics and biology. I'm teacher Amy Chris on the micro, and now we are going to discuss about biology on the point called annelida. So, highly welcome to the module. So now let us go ahead. As usual, and as I said, we are going to discuss about annelida as the phylum of the animal kingdom, and I would like to request you to make subscribe, comment, share and like for more videos on this channel. So dear fellows, what do you mean the term annelida? And I say that it is a phylum of the animal kingdom, and if anybody can say annelida, what do you understand? Just think about this. After thinking this, you will understand what annelida is, and if you don't understood, we are going to explain you more about this phylum of annelida, features or general characteristic, biological characteristic, and so on. So, by starting on the introduction, let me explain the term annelida. If anybody say annelida, what do you understand? Just I say it is a phylum of the animal kingdom, and in general we can say that the annelida, it is the large phylum that comprises the segmented worms, which is included. First you have to know that it is segmented worm and it is a phylum. So if we say annelida, just think about worms, including earthworm, ragworm, and leeches. These are the one that comprises or that compose the phylum of annelida as a large phylum. Now we are going to discuss about their general biological characteristic and classification. So let us proceed. Annelida are triploblastic metameric invertebrates having the following biological characteristic. First, you have to know that annelida are bilateral symmetry. Means they divided into two. We can divide it into two halves. So another point, annelida are triploblastic with elongated and very segmented body. As you see here, this earthworm has the segments. Those are segments supported in its movement. So presence of chitinous blister corresponding to tiny appendages called chytae. This means that those appendages are called chytae and are chitinous. So here in Arikanerida, the chytae are small, and in Hirodiniya they are absent, and in the Arikanerida the bristles are numerous. Those of the metasome are supposed by fresh lateral appendages called parapodia. The head bears all fresh tentacles. This is on the Arikanerida, whereas on Arikanerida the chytae are small, and in Hirodiniya they are absent. Annelids, they exhibit organ system level organization. Simply means they have the organ system, and their body is segmented. As I said, they have in two segments. They are respired through their body surface. Thus their body surface also adapt them to make the respiration. Nephridia are the excretory organ. In between those segments, there's organ called nephridia act as the excretory organ, and they have a well-developed circulatory and digestive system. For their digestion, breaking down food into smaller particles, and the circulation, they are very well developed. And another one is for the annelida, triploblastic and bilateral, symmetric, metameric, segmented. As I said, a coilment worm with a thin flexible cuticle around the body, and the regeneration is common for the annelida. You have to know that the part of the reproduction, they undergoes asexual reproduction, which occur in some, and they are monoecious, i.e. they are hermaphroditic or sex separate cleavage spiral, and determinate dioecious or unisexual form also present. Here, if we say hermaphrodite, simply means the sexes are separate, while we say dioecious, they are unisexual. So, in the development, their development is direct, not indirect, and in monoecious form, but indirect in dioecious form. For the monoecious are direct and dioecious are indirect. As I said, monoecious, they are hermaphrodite, and dioecious means they have unisexual, whereas for the monoecious, they have separate sex. In part of circulation, the blood vascular system is closed type, and blood is red due to the presence of the hemoglobin or erythromycin. This is the reason why the blood take a color of red. This is the presence of hemoglobin as usual in a human being. Another thing we have to know, it is about nervous system on the annelida. The nervous system is made up of a pair of cerebral ganglia with their connective and of a double ventral nervous chain. This connectivity form a perosphageal collar, while the ventral nervous chain extends along the body and is characterized by one ganglion and a certain number of pairs of lateral nerves. This is on the part of the nervous system on the annelida. As I said, the nerves consist of a pair of cerebral ganglia, the brain, and a double ventral nerve cord having segmented, arranged ganglia and lateral nerve in each segment. They have segmentally arranged ganglia and their lateral nerves in each segment due to numerous segments present on the specific annelid. So, coelom is well developed except on the polychaeta, and for each summit, the excretory system shows a pair of nephridia, and each one of these nephridia removes the excretion from the coelom and from the blood circulation and rejects them directly to the outside through a nephridial power. This is the part of the excretory system, and as I said, on respiration is by diffusion through the skin into the blood capillaries which rise below it. So in some polychaetae, gills are developed, and they have presence of sensory cells, tactile organ, a sense of smell, and photoreceptors. So, as I said, we are describing different features or different biological characteristics of annelida in general, and some of these I tried to explain more, and allow me to explain this also on the annelida. Some individuals have both sexes, and development is direct in oligochaeta as well as in Hirodiniya or echaeta. So, however, in some cases, especially in polychaeta, the sexes are separate and there is a trochophora river. So, oligochaeta and polychaeta are capable of asexual production by asesperity. So another thing that I can remind you on the Annelida, it is about the body is covered by cuticle. You have to understand that their body are covered by cuticle, even though they are segmented, but they have the cuticle containing many mucous glands. In order they are due to their movement, you see that they are trying to use the segments and the phylum in their movement. So their mucus, the mucus glands secrete those mucus in order to assist the movement or to adapt it to be in locomotion. So another one I can say, it is the wall of the body and the wall of the digestive tract present layer of the circular and longitudinal muscles in the inside or in the process of digestion, taking in and out of the food. And it seems like for the general characteristic or general biological characteristics of annelida, it is almost end here. But I would like, or I wish so, to ask you this question. If you understood it, or if you follow this, you will be able to answer. And if not, you will keep watching this such that you will not this. You can understand, or you can just clarify. How do annelida differ from a nematode? Is there a difference between annelida and nematode? Just take care or take a study on this. And how do annelids differ from plant elements? Just make a clarification on these two questions. So dear fellows, let us go on the section 2, and that is classification of annelida. What is classification? This is it's simply means grouping the annelids due to their morphological characteristic or morphological activity they would likely to accomplish, due to their presence or due to their nature that are helping them to be survived. So annelida are divided into 4 classes. This is primarily on basis of the presence and absence of parapodia, seta, metameres, and other morphological features. So in order to classify the annelida, you have to be bases, the basis or the common basis that are ordered to be classified. To classify those annelida are the basis, they based on the presence of the and absence of the parapodia, seta, metamere, and other morphological features, and they allow it to group it in four classes. And the first class is Parachaeta. So we are going to explain one by one what is the meaning of Parachaeta as the class of annelida. If we say that pori means many, chaeta means a hair or a bistro, simply means Parachaeta is many hair. Yes. So let us see different characteristics that generated on the Parachaeta. As I said, the Parachaeta is many hairs, or where pori means many and chaeta means bistro or hair. These are the different characteristics of the Parachaeta that allow it to be in this class. Chiefly marine, some fresh water. So those Parachaeta, they likely to live in marine and some fresh water. This is the first. So the Parachaeta body or segmentation is internal and external. Their segments are in and out. For the part of certain numerous on the lateral parapodia. So as I said, we based on presence and absence of the parapodia, seta, and metamere, and other morphological features. In that case, for Parachaeta, the seta are numerous on the lateral parapodia, and the curriculum is absent for the Parachaeta. After fertilization, for the Parachaeta are external, and asexual production by lateral budding, trochophora, larva present. So on the head consists of prostomomia, and bear's eye in the tentacles, cilia and palps. This is on the part of the Parachaeta. where I find that the head comprises both prostomium and peristomium, and the head bears ear, tentacles, cilia, and palps. And Polychaetae divided into two subclasses. First is Erantia, and second is Sedentararia. Erantia and Sedentararia. Let us see what are the difference. Erantia is a free swimming, crawling, burrowing, or tube dwelling. They are free swimming and predatory Polychaetae. It looks like for the predatory of the Polychaetae, and the prostomium is distinct with sensory organ. For instance, we have nereis, porenoi, and series. For the sedentararia, burrowing and tubular dwelling form, and there is no acicular and compound setoa, and gills when present localized to anterior segment. For their feeding on the sedentararia, it is on plankton or organic detritus. There are some of examples of sedentararia is like Sabella and Chaetopteras. So the second class from Polychaeta is what we call Origochaeta. Origus means Origochaeta composed of two words, origus and chaetai. Origus means few, and chaetas means hair. Simply means Origochaeta are those the annelids that have few hair, whereas for the Polychaeta are the annelids that have many hair. And we are going to discuss about different characteristics of Origochaeta. For the Origochaeta, the parapodia are absent and tests anterior to ovaries, and they are hermaphrodite, i.e. sex are united. For the seta are a few embedded in the skin, and Origochaeta mostly terrestrial or some fresh water form. And for the development of Origochaeta are direct in development. They developed directly. In the Origochaeta fertilization, it occurs externally in cocoon, and there is no larva stage on the Origochaeta. Origochaeta have different orders, at least two orders. First is Arikerigochaeta and Neorigochaeta. For the Arikerigochaeta, mostly are freshwater, or they are found in freshwater form, and their body consists of a few segments, and their seta are present in the bundles. They have eye spots, are frequently present, and the reproduction is asexual or sexual. So for instance, here we have Ailosoma and Tubifex. These are the examples of Origochaeta in as the first order, which is called Origochaeta. So for the reproduction, the openings rise in front on the part of male, while for the female, the male reproductive openings lie in front of the female reproductive opening. Let us see on the part on the second order, which is called Neo-Origochaeta. It is usually terrestrial forms, and their body is large and many segmented. So, and they have seta are managed in a lumbricine manner, and for the gizzard is well developed. For the Neo-Origochaeta, their reproduction are sexual. In sexual reproduction is not known. Some examples for the Neo-Origochaeta are Ferretima and Autiphaeus. So let us see the third class, and that is Hirodiniya. What the meaning of Hirodiniya? First, you have to know where the word derived from. It derived from the word called Hirodino or Hirudo, and this Hirudo means a range. Let us see different characteristics of Hirodiniya. Development is direct without a free swimming or river stage, and eggs are always laid in a cocoon. For the Hirodiniya, they lay their eggs on cocoon, and their development is direct without any free swimming or river stage, and mostly ectoparasitic, blood-sucking or carnivorous. For it, they are ectoparasite. They parasite in outside, just sucking on the living organism by sucking the blood. And few are marine, freshwater or terrestrial, and we find also the segmentation are externally without internal septors. And for the Hirodiniya also, we have to know that this class, as the third class of the annelida, the parapodia and the seta are absent in the part of their fertilization. They undergoes internal fertilization, and they are hermaphrodite with one male and one female gonopore. And this class, they have almost 4 orders. Allow me to train these 4 orders and try to tackle on it one by one by explaining their biological characteristic for the order of the Hirodiniya. First is Acanthobaderida. Second is Rahinocobaderida. Third is Ginatobideria and phylum Goboderida. By starting on Acanthobaderida, mostly is parasitic on the fins of the salmon fish. Acanthobaderida, they are parasite on the salmon fish, and their body comprises that segment only. They are primitive without anterior suckers, and their doubles of seta are present in 5 anterior segments. And Nephridio opening genus and this species parasite on salmon. So these are the different features for the first order, which is called Acanthobaderida, and for the second order is Rahinocobaderida, and Rahinocobaderida are present on snails, frog and fishes, marine and freshwater. They are likely to find marines and freshwater, and the blood is colorless. Their blood are colorless, and blood vascular system separated from phylum sinuses. So phylum without compartment, and they are protrusible prosca with no jaws. So let's start the third order. This is what we call Ginatoboderia. They are likely to found in freshwater and terrestrial form, and they are ectoparasitic, blood-sucking range, and blood is red colored for the Ginatoboderia, and anterior suckers without 3 jaws, 1 medial dorsal and 2 ventrolateral. And another thing that we have to know on the Ginatoboderia, the proboscis are absent on the Ginatoboderia. So let us see the last order, which is order number 4, and is called Phylum Goboderida. They likely to be in terrestrial and aquatic, some predaceous, and pharynx non-protrusible, and no teeth, but 1 or 2 stylo may be present. So the example of the Phylum Goboderida is Dina or Eripobudera. Let us see class number 4. As I said, annelida have about almost 4 classes. First is Polychaetae, second is Oligochaeta, third is Hirodiniya, and fourth is Arikanerida. So Arikanerida is the fourth class of the phylum of annelida. Arika means first. Ariki means first. So the exclusively the marine from there. These are the different features of the Arikanerida. Arikanerida as the first class of the annelida. They are exclusively marine form and body elongated and worm-like. So seta and parapodia are usually absent on Arikanerida, and external segmentation is slightly made and marked by feints, while internal segmentation is marked by chromic septa. And the Arikanerida usually trochophora larvae. They have trochophora larvae and their sex usually separate, simply means they are hermaphrodite, and the prostomium bears 2 or 3 tentacles. One of example of this class called Arikanerida is Dinophilus and Polyglodeus. So, dear students, this is about annelida. We find that they have 4 classes, and those classes are divided. Some of them are divided to their respective order, as I explained in the first session. And what can me allow you to make a recall is to understand those 4 classes. First class we find that is Polychaeta, second class is Oligochaeta, third class is Hirodiniya, and fourth class is Arikanerida. So you can ask yourself, what did you covered in this module called annelida? You can ask yourself, what are the main difference between the 3 classes of annelida? As I said, I tried to explain different features on the respective classes. You can ask yourself, what are the main difference between the 3 classes of annelida by understanding what I have said. And simply, they are the general physiology of annelida, and this is likely to be on part of nervous system, and I would like to tell you that I have tackled on this, and the digestive system, the circulatory system, the excretory system, and the genital system on the annelids are the physiological characteristic or physiological annelida. So take a quiz. Describe the circulatory system of an earthworm. This is the first question. The second, how is excretory excretion of waste product accomplished in an earthworm? How is excretion of a waste product accomplished in an earthworm? And number 3, you have to describe the process of sexual reproduction in Lumbricus. And Lumbricus, you have to know which class is it belonging to. So, I wish you have enjoyed my course, and I would like to requesting you to make clearly understanding and try to note different questions that you have in this module on the comments on this video, and even in general you can text me in email or call me on my phone number as present on my channel. Thank you. I wish you have You will do this, and I would like to tell you that just make a share, comments, like. So, and just if you don't subscribe, I would like to wish you to remember to subscribe. So these black worms are what we call leeches, and you see their movement. It's likely to be in form of pestopod as that of amoeba. So thank you for watching me. May God bless you, and see you at the next session.